Right, Blues fans, here we are. After our 3-1 defeat at St Mary's against Southampton this afternoon. Really, there isn't actually much. You could compare an away game post-match we've done this season, and there probably wouldn't be anything new that we would say in it. Started the game very poorly, as we have done. Obviously, me and Dan watched basically all the game, didn't we, at home, and Dad had some granddad duties to attend to, so he was in and out a little bit. But yeah, conceded 2 goals within 25 minutes. It's the same story as far as that's concerned. And we have to concede goals in order to try and actually get galvanised to get back in the game, which shouldn't be happening, and it's the same old story. Finazar scores the first goal, cuts in from I think it was the left or the right hand side, the left foot across the keeper. And then Scott Armstrong, Adam Armstrong scored the second goal, where we get caught in the middle. James Beadle should do better, in my opinion. I'm sure you guys would agree. It kind of goes under him a bit, but he should handle it and probably put it wide. And then it's a mountain to climb from there. Obviously, we get 1 goal back. Timmy Gray, fantastic strike. Me and Dan both agreed he was our man of the match today. Yep. He was outstanding.
He was.
Bloke always shows up. But it was the same stuff, a lot of huff and puff. Kyogo missed a sitter. Patience is wearing thin now. I know for some of you guys watching it was gone long ago. I'm a fan of his, but after today, the bloke, I'm at my wit's end with him. I feel sorry for him, but if you can't score chances like that, then you shouldn't be playing. But yeah, it was a lot of huff and puff, and it was far too late for us at that point. And fair play to Southampton. Obviously, it's going to be a tough ground to go to for any teams this season, and they defended well. James Beadle pulled off a few good saves as well, actually, in the second half to keep us in it. But we just shot ourselves in the foot early, and it was the same story, wasn't it?
It was. Same old again, isn't it, in nature of our away form, as it were. And like you say, fair play to Southampton. They've made St Mary's a difficult place to go, much like we've done with St Andrews at Knighthead Park. Yeah. We're not the only team, nor Southampton, that do that, but even Southampton have started picking up more points away from home, whereas we're continued on the same poor trajectory downward instead of actually doing anything. And I was saying to you when I joined during the game, do you think Chris Davis does his team talk before the game and says, right lads, let's concede 1 or 2 goals in the first 30 minutes again, and let's chase the rest of the game, because it's better that we play like that instead of actually being on the front foot with teams. I don't understand it. And to say in his pre-match press conference prior to today's game against Southampton, saying we're not going to change anything. Okay, Chris, so what's gonna give? Are we just going to carry on sort of picking up points at home? And Dad, you made a point. We've got some difficult games coming at home. We've got Coventry, Stoke, Leicester. What if we don't pick up points against these teams? What are we going to do then? Well, how are we going to go about it?
I mean, you were saying when Dad, obviously, because obviously you didn't watch the game, but I said to you that there's nothing that you wouldn't have seen today that's any different from the away games we've played. But I think you've got a bit more of a fundamental, which we all agree with, the fundamental issue the way.
I've got a question for you two, actually, and actually for anybody else that's watching, our subscribers and all the rest of it, is do you think it'd be great for us three just to kind of take our other videos from the away games, make a montage, and then we'll just release that every away game? How about that for a time saver?
Yeah, it would be great, wouldn't it?
We don't have to bother with it. Let's just do that, because let's have a look at it, right? Away game, tick. Concede in the first 25 minutes, tick. Play like we're playing at home, tick. Have to come back into the game in the second half, put to little effect, tick. It ticks all the fucking boxes, doesn't it? Because we've done the same all over again. Right? We had a conversation last week, and we did have some people feeding back saying, no, we've got to pound it up, we've got to stick with it. I'm running really short of patience with it now. The idea that football is a game about winning in the end of the day.
It is.
It isn't about artistic merit. You don't get points for any of that kind of thing. You get points for winning. Right, and if you want to win away, you've got to be a bit cuter about it if you play like we do at home. It works there. For whatever reason, the opposition become more circumspect. They decide that they want to defend more, and we can work it round them. Brilliant. Away from home, the onus, especially on people like Southampton and Middlesbrough, etc., is on them to come at us. And when they do, and when we leave the gaps, they exploit them, because they're good enough to do it, whereas teams last season couldn't do it.
No.
So we've been exposed again and again and again. The only time that we've been in front this season away, we won. And we've now conceded first in 9 out of 10 away fixtures. And I'm betting that the vast majority of goals that conceded in the first 25 minutes.
You can bet it,
it's just the same old shit all over again.
And like you say, Dan, it's important that obviously we watched the presser before the game today, and if Chris Davis is turning around and saying that we just continue to do what we're doing away, it will come good. Well, you just said the stat, Dad. It backs it up. We're a data-driven side, and this club is. Pay attention to the data, because whatever we're doing away is clearly not working. I said this in the last podcast, and again, it's just my opinion. Obviously, you guys always let us know as you do with your great comments, but I'm definitely a believer of when we go away from home, we've got to sit in and be more compact and use our pace. Forget about having the ball. We don't need it.
Yeah.
Like, what was it, 60-odd% possession
60%
today?
again
And it's
today.
the same story.
Yeah.
Played away at Preston, had less of the ball, won the game. You know, Blackburn and such like, that's early in the season. But that game in particular, for me, is the blueprint of what we should do away.
Yeah.
And we just didn't have it today. And no one really stood out, obviously, other than, obviously, Jimmy Gray. The Kyogo chance came from a Jack Robinson header. Great header. Again, as I say, should score, sitter. It was a lot of huff and puff, but the point is that if you concede 2 goals in the first 25 minutes at a place like that, you ain't really got a chance.
No.
Unless you're fucking Hull or Cov, and you score a lot of goals, you're not going to do it. And this is the frustration. You know, it's it runs a bit deeper, isn't it? Because we talked about this. The philosophy of this club is about playing nice football and having the ball and being aggressive and this and that. That's great. Obviously, it works at home because we're the second best team at home in this league, and that's great. But away, it clearly does not work. But we're a bunch of podcasters, and this is just our opinion. The club aren't going to change it.
No, of course they're
So
not.
you have to get behind them. We're always going to, aren't we? We bleed blue. But the point is that you can't expect different results by doing the same shit. So what do we do? Because now we're going to Tuesday night with pressure on us. I think QPR won today, didn't they? So they've climbed the table.
Albion,
Yep.
So it's going to be a tough game there. And if we were to get nothing, obviously we've got nothing today. If we get nothing on Tuesday, we've just put pressure on ourselves against Charlton at home on Saturday, haven't we?
I don't understand why you'd want to do that, though.
No.
Because surely of course you want to be taking points at home. And majority of the teams in this division actually do what we do. Watford are quite common for that. I think they had the worst away form, second only to us.
Yeah.
So it goes to show it's the same for a lot of teams. It's not just us, but it's the definition of madness. You are using the same approach and expecting a different result. Are we just comfortable doing this? Is this the question we need to be asking? Like you say, Joe, it goes back to the philosophy of the club, playing nice, attractive, possession-based football and being aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
No.
We're not taking points away from home.
No. I mean, my objective, and I think we talked about this on the podcast in the preview for this particular game, is get to half time 0-0.
Yeah.
Right? Or if we're in front, even better.
Yeah, of course.
But at the very minimum, get 0-0 at half time because the way Blues play, the energy that we show in the second half, typically in away games, I would really back us to win the game.
Teams are a little bit tired by that point.
Stop giving them the opportunity to make it difficult for us.
Yeah.
You're always rowing against the fucking, the tide, if you like, to try and get yourselves back in the game.
Yeah.
It's too late. Yeah, we do score a lot of goals, but they're mostly at home.
They are,
we don't score we don't really score that often in away games. So it's always going to be an uphill task.
Yeah.
It's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
And that's the philosophy that I want to see change. Is like, don't give them the opportunity to score after 6 minutes, after 25 minutes, after 10 minutes, after 50, whatever it is. Don't let them do it, because as soon as you put pressure on the home team, it's 0-0 at half time against a team. Let's say we do it Tuesday against a team that generally concedes the first goal. QPR's mentality, their fans' mentality on Tuesday at half time will be, fuck no, we are not in front against a team that always seems to concede in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That will hurt them,
Yeah.
and then we can hurt them more.
Yeah,
But
of course.
Unless that changes, it ain't going to change.
No, and it's a real shame that it's not, because like you say, the proof is very much in the data now, and as a data-driven club, we should be recognising this, or at least Davis should, as an analytical manager. Why are we not recognising this? I don't understand it. It's why would you not want to change the blueprint? And we were talking, weren't we, Dad, at half time about what Tom Brady's talked about, saying trust in the process, follow the process. That's okay if you're an elite NFL player that's always played with the best players, because the process works, because you win trophies. This level and this type of sport, because it is a completely different sport, like it or like it not, and it's not working. We can't trust in the process, but the process is flaunt.
Well, that's it. Like, if you, not to go on about NFL too much, but in that sport generally, because obviously there's less players in the way that game's played, you can have an absolute star with the skill power that he's got, and you can change the way it goes.
Of course.
You can't do that in professional football, and particularly not in the Championship. If Jude Bellingham signed tomorrow, we'd probably be in the playoffs, but it's the same thing, because you've got a player who's that high of a skill level who can come in and change it. But we ain't got that. It's a team game for a reason. It's a results driven business, and all the data will back this up. Whichever way you want to put it, the stats show, and they do not lie. And if nothing changes away, then nothing changes basically. And obviously we make it hard for ourselves on Tuesday. If we go there and get something, that's obviously fantastic going into a home game against Charlton. At the end of the day, guys, you know, we could sit here for another 10, 15 minutes and we'd probably just repeat ourselves. The issues are clear, but something has to change.
It's got to.
I personally don't think that it will.
No, nor do I.
The club and the team, they will do the same stuff.
Yeah.
And pound the rock and try and get more
it's
from
kind
it.
of the worst part about it, isn't it, in many ways? I mean, like you say, the only real positive to take away from today, Joe, is Dimmy had a fantastic game. The guy always turns up, fantastic goal, arguably better than the goal he scored against Watford in midweek. Superb, well executed.
I think the Watford one was more satisfying.
It was.
But that was, he had more work to do for
he
the goal
did, didn't
today.
he?
So,
yeah, absolutely. Did really well, sent the lad to the shops, and turned it in well. Did really well there, it was good. And I think really the only other positive maybe is Stano putting a good shift again as well.
Right
Drafted,
today,
but everybody else was average or below at times.
I would agree,
and it was just a bit of a shame when Southampton got their third goal, because it was a bit chaotic at that time, the match as it were, because we'd scored our goals to get back into it. And unfortunately, again, with that bit of quality, and again, do we argue that maybe James Beadle should have been able to parry it out of danger? Definitely the second goal, I think he should have done way better with. Is there an argument now that we bring Rocky back into the team?
Well, this is another question. I personally think Rocky should come back in, because I just don't trust Beadle. He flaps at the balls a lot of the time. He doesn't catch, he punches a lot. He's not very assured to me, and I feel like Rocky, I don't know, his experience probably plays a thing, and we know what he was like last season as well, and I think his distribution helps a lot better. James Beadle's isn't quite as good, but you are right, Dan. The nature of their third goal, the game just started to get a little bit frenetic, back and forth. It could have been us that gone up the other end and scored.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, you know, the shot comes in, but Beadle parries it straight into the path of Adam Armstrong, not fucking Scott Armstrong. and you know, Phil Neumann should probably close it and do better. And by that point, you know, it's just a mountain to climb against a tough side at home. So.
Perhaps the other positive, which isn't to do with this game per se, is that Clara and Stano didn't get booked. Which means that both of them have now gone past the yellow card amnesty, as far as I'm aware, anyway. So they're not going to miss QPR, and it kind of resets the clock on that, if you like.
The only other positive that came out today, because obviously we are making our way through the season now, is that pretty much all results actually went for us. The 4 teams above us in the playoffs actually all lost. Or drew, because Preston managed to get a point in there against Wrexham. So results went for us, which is obviously a positive along with the other few. But yeah, there's the main point just being is that nothing will change if nothing changes. No. Unfortunately. We're trying to be positive, but there's not much to come from it. So
no, there isn't. No. And we kind of feel like we've trod over old ground again, haven't we, for the past 12 minutes at least anyway, or take a couple away from separate issues that we've otherwise not identified, as it were, as being the main issue here. But in the comment section, guys, obviously let us know your thoughts. It's blaringly obvious, I think it should be to everybody, but just other than the people that it needs to be obvious to, or maybe it is, and just the philosophy just doesn't want to change.
It's one of them, like obviously some of you guys, we've seen some comments in the past few videos where obviously if you guys think that maybe we do keep doing what we're doing and it will come good, obviously let us know. If you think that maybe there needs to be a complete change of what we do away, obviously put all the comments in there, guys. Let us know what you think. Is there an issue in terms of philosophy of the club? Are we incessant on that, or do we think that it will come good? We keep doing what we're doing, we pound the rock, and it will happen.
It's a problem, because if you keep winning home games playing that way, then the belief will carry on that eventually it will come. So if you start losing at home, if you start getting bad results there, and it's the same, you know, same style of play, something will change. But whilst we're being successful there and staying in the kind of, you know, the top 10, I don't see it changing, because people will just be bloody minded. And it isn't just Chris Davis, right? We talked about this, didn't we? I think, Dan, you and I at half time, saying it's much higher up than that.
It is.
You know, you're talking about Craig Gardner, and you're talking about Tom, who believe in this way of playing, and you know, that's their philosophy. It worked last season. It's a harder call this season, but I guess their view is just you've got to see it through. Personally, don't see it's going to help. Other teams have sussed it. I think something needs to happen, you know. I don't know what, but you know, the transitional thing again, other people are saying it. But yep, game of opinions. You guys will tell us what you think. We've told you what we think, so let's see where we all go from there, and we roll on to Tuesday.
Yep, big night on Tuesday at Loftus Road, obviously with QPR. Bit of a funny team, but we'll go there, and obviously we play the same way. I'd just like to see us keep it tight in the first 25 minutes personally. If we get into half time at 0-0, we stand any chance. And then obviously we return home, don't we, Dan, at St Andrews United Park against Charlton next week.
Indeed.
And then we go into the run of games at Christmas. So yep, as always, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Like if you are new around here, Southampton fans as well, if you are here, let us know how you thought today's game went. Credit to you guys as well. You played a very good game against us.
Credit where credit's due to Southampton, absolutely.
3 very good goals. But yeah, subscribe if you are new as well. Next time we come to you guys, will probably be on Monday. We'll record and do a pre-match for the Charlton game, as the turnover's too quickly, because me and my old man are going to go into QPR on the Tuesday. But until then, guys, we will see you all very soon. But keep right on, and see you all soon.
Keep right on.
Bye-bye.